Hello and welcome to the Journey broadcast on Cape Town TV with me, your host MJ Lee, Muhammad Junaid Shafika. We're well into season 7 of the show. Remember our mission statement, The Journey, Cape Town and SA's Heart and Soul. I've got my young and beautiful co-host with me, Zainab Shafika. Zainab, Assalamu alaikum. We've got practically, in fact we stand at the halfway mark, the halfway stage, or maybe slightly past that. Season 7 of the show. Your experiences so far?
Muhammad Junaid, it has been absolutely wonderful. The experiences, so much excitement and fun. Don't want to give too much away to the viewers. We would also like to welcome all the viewers of South Africa to the journey on Cape Town TV. Don't forget to take part of the show by SMSing us or Facebook post us, tweet us, and don't forget to check out our website.
So there we go. We would love you to consistently become part of the show. Zainab rightly says that's what you can do. It's very easy. So many opportunities. We will maintain our lifestyle-based format on the show. Topical issues, special interviews with guests in Cape Town, across South Africa. Continue to look out for our medical insert, our cooking insert, courtesy of my co-host Zainab Shafika. Beauty insert, also Zainab Shafika. Then if you want to learn Kung Fu, Chinese martial arts, the insert titled Fighting Spirit, also on the show. Basic steps of martial arts and Kung Fu you can learn right here on your favorite show, The Journey. Brought to you by Winners Supermarket and Cash and Carry, Portland's Meat Hyper and Delhi Taz Boutique and Suraya's Restaurant. So we hope you can enjoy this episode, this edition of The Journey broadcast only on Cape Town TV. Stay tuned to the show. The Journey that is broadcast on Cape Town TV always has the opportunity of meeting up with Cape Town's most talented sons. Now, cast your minds back, Season 4, Season 6. We can classify it practically as a seasonal chat. We're now in Season 7. We meet up with our most favorite stand-up, now author, dad, also graduate, Mr. Stuart Taylor. Stuart, once again, thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
We chatted last, it was at the start of Season 6 actually.
Yes.
You were about to embark on your national tour.
Yes.
The Learner Husband book tour.
Yes.
Tell us about those experiences.
Well, I just finished writing a book, which is now available in stores, and we thought, well, how do we launch a book? You know, usually you go to a little bookstore and they do like a little cocktail function. You sit there and you eat cheese and you sign some books. And I said, no, that's not my style. I'm going to write a brand new show and I'm going to go around the country. So I did a 6-city tour around the country. We got Old Mutual on board to sponsor it, which was awesome. And it was just like a really amazing blitz tour. Big venues, big publicity, and just kind of did really cool book signings around the country. And so now I'm back home chilling. Yeah.
How did the audience respond to a show with this type of format? Because let's be honest, it's very rarely done. In fact, it's quite unique if you think about it.
I think a lot of people arrived not really knowing what to expect. They didn't know if it was a book launch, if it's a comedy show, or what was it. And it was both. It was a little bit of both. So I think they were quite taken aback by how much comedy there was, possibly, because you know you expect that you're going to a book launch. But I think some of the people who were coming for a comedy show was going, why does he keep talking about his books? But it was good. The response was great.
You said 6 cities,
yes,
a national tour. Did you find responses to be different in each city?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, we started in Durban, where I'd literally never done the show before. So the responses were very interesting in that I was watching the show for the first time myself.
Okay.
And we ran for 2 nights, Friday, Saturday. And it's very difficult because you're in a big venue, so you really got to tweak things very quickly. And we only really had Durban to iron out all the kinks. And then PE feels like you're playing at home. East London, they're just happy that there's someone coming to visit them. Grahamstown is great, it's very arty. And then Joburg and Cape Town, I love, and I play there regularly. So it was cool. I mean, generally, the subject matter, being about being a husband, I mean, it's a guide to not have any more collisions with your wife. The subject matter is just universal, so it doesn't matter really where you come from, what your age is, what your background is. We all kind of have the same issues when it comes to the better half. So I think there wasn't too many differences. People just generally, all the guys were like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Responses. Let's compare males and females in your audience. Did you pick up a discernible difference? Did you perhaps step on the toes of females at times or on the males, or
Not
vice
at all.
versa?
I think when we first it goes back to when we wrote the book. The language in the book was very much written for men. It was, hey guys, the guy to guy, a take on what it means to be a husband. And my editor came on board and said, Stu, you've got to realize that men don't read. We've got to make this kind of female friendly, and realize that women are the ones who buy books. Women are the ones who buy theatre tickets, and we knew that. We always knew that women buy theatre tickets more than men. So we always written shows that would appeal to women, appeal to men as well, but wouldn't alienate women. Especially when your title is called Learn a Husband, you can't alienate women. And the book was written with that in mind as well. The responses have been amazing in that most of the responses come from women. It's women who tweet me and go, Stu, I really like the book. It's women who walk out the show going, oh, the show was amazing. And men just kind of stand there going, oh, yeah. Fine. Okay.
He's actually telling the truth.
Yeah. So I think it's been great. I mean, women kind of read it and have a fresh perspective on what their men might be thinking or not thinking, and men kind of go, finally, someone putting in words what I've been thinking.
You tune into the Journey Show that is broadcast on Cape Town TV. Our mission statement: Cape Town and SA's heart and soul in conversation with the king of relationships comedy, Mr. Stuart Taylor. Our third conversation with the great man himself, because plenty of compliments and accolades. Now, if you've missed season 4 and our season 6 interview with Stuart Taylor, let's quickly take you through that. You see what it's about. When we come back, we find out about this new title, the King of Relationships Comedy. We're chatting to Stuart Taylor here at Soraya's Restaurant, 69 on Main in Mowbray. Let's have a look.
Speaking of which, you've been punting this DVD and you have never ever gotten a copy of the DVD. And I promised you, like 6 months ago, probably a year ago, that I was going to bring you a copy of Money's Too Tight to Mention. Yeah, we can see, the public can see.
Okay.
I'm handing it over.
All right.
I'm a man of my word.
Money's Too Tight to Mention. If you watch the end of season 4, Stuart Taylor promised us a copy which we will use sparingly on the show. You need to buy your own copy. It's available across the country, and also we'll use it on my radio show, weekdays radio show.
As
all
long
right.
as you keep punting that it's available.
Do you remember cell phones back in 1995? They were about this tall. They came with a kickstand like kata. You used to carry the battery on your back. All cell phones came with that Ford Cortina aerial that you had to pull out. And your first call was always outside. And you tell the person, I'm outside. I'm on the phone. Outside. Like, people complain about call charges nowadays. Back in the day, to check your voicemail, it's like 12 Rand 50. There was no BBM. There was no SMS. There was no iMessage. Because you did not know another person with a cell phone. That is how sought after cell phones were.
In conversation with Stuart Taylor on the Journey Show broadcast on Cape Town TV with me, your host, MJ Lee Muhammad Junaid Shafika. We're going to give you our social media links. Let us know what you think about the interview. Hang on for a few minutes. Now, Stuart, the King of Relationships Comedy.
Yes.
That is it's a hefty title.
It is a bit of a
huge.
hefty title. It's a bit of a, I don't know it's just kind of a tagline that the media's kind of picked up, and I'm very happy with it. So it's great. It does kind of pigeonhole me a little bit, but I must admit the last couple of years, all I have spoken about is my wife. So I guess there's some merit to it.
You made reference to it, I think, during our first interview. This, you always felt Learn a Husband was your baby.
Yes.
And you moved on
Yes,
to
I
other
did some
shows
other
and other
shows,
but
yeah.
you always felt, that this remained with you. Do you think it rubbed off on some of your other works as well?
Possibly. I think the Learner brand is a very strong one. One I'm sure I'll continue because there's potential to do a Learner Dad, which I'm thinking about. And then when you start Learner Dad, you got a whole bunch. You got toddler years or teenage years or whatever. So I think it's a strong brand. It's a brand we've spent a lot of money and time and effort creating. So I think it's definitely but it's got its own feel, and Learn a Husband certainly had a kind of a let me take you on a course, like a crash course for men. Whereas I think I've kind of given up on that, on an expert opinion, and kind of live more in a space of tongue-in-cheek advice. And especially if I'm doing a Learn a Dad, I certainly can't go, let me show you how it's done. All I can say is, yo, I'm struggling, eh?
As we all are, actually,
Yes.
as we all are. Edinburgh.
Yes.
You left South Africa after the Learn a Husband national tour.
Yeah.
What were the experiences like there?
Edinburgh, it's my second time performing at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. It's an amazing city. I mean, it makes the rest of the arts festivals around the world look tiny. I mean, there are thousands, literally thousands of shows on every day. The first show starts at 11 in the morning. There's a show every hour in each venue, and the last show started about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
It's crazy. So you could conceivably be going on stage to a packed audience at 3 o'clock in the morning. If you're doing one of those ensemble shows, it's mad. It is, and it's so much more of a comedy festival now than anything else. I'd say about 65% of the shows are stand-up comics from around the world. It's really, it's where all comics go to
It's like
do
your
their
world championship. Something like
Absolutely. I mean, there's Montreal, which is a very different kind of comedy festival. That's very much about the business, and it's about you go there and you do very short sets. Whereas Edinburgh is about doing long theatre shows. It's about the art more than the business, and that's great. I mean, it was the Learn a Husband stuff was very well received. Hopefully, I'll go back next year and take the full show, because I just did snippets in late night shows.
Okay. Just in closing, towards the end of our second interview, season 6, you spoke of at some point putting on your producer's hat.
Yeah.
All right. And that's actually what stayed in my mind. And you made reference to perhaps not being on stage, but working perhaps with other comics in South Africa. So what can we expect in the next few months?
I must be honest. You're chatting to me in a very transitionary period. I definitely want to do some more theatre work and tour a lot in next year. But also, there's one or two younger comics who've been approaching me and saying, well, could you direct me, or could you help produce? And so I'm very much leaning towards possibly helping direct and possibly produce one or two shows for the National Arts Festival next year in Grahamstown. But certainly I'm writing new material and hope to tour with a new theatre show soon.
We look forward to chatting to you. It's always seasonal. Season 4, Season 6. We actually skipped Season 5. But I think Riyad Musa had to do something.
We'll have to make up.
He had a bit to do there in respect of that. Season 6, now Season 7. We're approaching 90 shows as the journey. We've moved from the Jumu'ah journey to the journey, and now broadcasting across the country courtesy of DSTV. But we look forward to our next chat with you. Once again, it's been an honor.
It has. And listen, thanks to we've been getting massive support for the book. It's really awesome. It's in most bookstores. Most exclusive books have got the book, and it's a great gift for the guy who's got everything. You know, I mean, what do I buy this guy? Buy him the book. If he's married, if he's dating, if he's in or out of a relationship, it doesn't matter. It's just a really cool hand guide that guys can read. It's very funny. It's a comedy book at the end of the day. You get an L to cut out and keep and stick on your forehead. And so no, it's a fun book. So you can get it online. You can follow me on Twitter, the Stuart Taylor, and just tweet me and I'll tell you details of where to get it.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Once again, an honor. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, the king of relationships comedy, Mr. Stuart Taylor, on the journey, broadcast on Cape Town TV. Now let's get to the details. 084-217-5759. You can join us on Facebook, MJ Lee, on Twitter at MJ Lee Kung Fu. Look at previous shows, inserts, whatever we've done over the last 3.5 years. It's on the site mjleekungfu.com. Let's visit our sponsors, Winner Supermarket and Cash and Carry, Portland's Meat Hyper Taz Boutique, and Sureya's Restaurant in Mowbray. When we come back, the show continues. Stay tuned. Portland's Meat Hyper and Delhi, Marydale and Montague Drive's Mitchell's Plain, ideal for all your meat deli requirements. Renowned for quality sausage, super braai packs and chicken. Portland's Meat Hyper and Delhi in Marydale and Montague Drive's Mitchell's Plain. Taste quality.
never really thought about anyone else. It was all about me, myself, and I. Never did I ever stop for a moment to think of what's staring at me. I've been